What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the King and I Life podcast, hosted by your terrible three. Me, Soul Toucher the Poet, and my family.
It's your girl Phoenix in the house.
And Son Soul Lex up in her.
Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go on over to www.kingandilife.com. That's the website where you got all our info, video links, and I'm going to let y'all handle the rest because I be getting tongue-tied.
Yeah. So you guys can also reach out to us at KINGANDEYE369@gmail.com. Again, that's KingNI369@gmail.com. Again, if you have show topics that you would like to introduce to us, or if you would like to be a guest on the show, please, by all means, make it known. Send us an email.
We'd love to chat.
But of course, we are on all podcast platforms. I mean, you guys, we out here in these podcast streets, as they say. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, you name it, we there. So check us out.
Yeah. What was I about to say? I don't know what I was about to say.
Monday Madness. We on Monday Madness today, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God! Yes,
this topic today might ruffle a few feathers, but hey, it's a conversation that was requested to be had. So let's get into it. Let's get ready to rumble.
And if you get offended out there, like Jay-Z said, brush that dirt off your shoulders.
Right?
Yeah, man.
So we're gonna be talking about why do some women think they know everything about men?
Because they're predictable.
That too. And you know what? I was going to have something to say, but you took it away.
Sorry.
Nah, it's all good because I can almost hear the comments because men this and men that. Oh shit.
But in a man's defense, it is not fair for us to peg them all for the apples that we've chose to bite into, if that makes sense. But most of the time, I'm gonna take this from the top, and then you guys can go to the bullet points. Most of the time, women think they know everything about men because men leave it to the women to do assumptions because men don't talk. So,
all right. So does it come down to a certain age, a woman becomes more wiser, picky, or more focused on what they want out of a relationship? That is what we're going to get into. So, at what age does a woman start to self-reflect and determine what she needs to do in order to attract the kind of man she is really looking for in life?
Well, I want to go back to the opening statement.
All right.
It does come with age for some women. Women do get wiser. They get picky and more focused, and sometimes men can be a little bit predictable, as Phoenix said. Some men just ain't goddamn smart though. But then you have them women that think they know everything because they watch goddamn Housewives and all this other shit that's on TV and social media and stuff like that. So it's like, I don't know. They morph their brains into thinking that they just are the great Oz behind the curtain, and I don't know.
I don't know. Trying to figure out how to word this without, slicing noses off. But I don't think, me myself personally, I guess it just depends where you are in life and your mental, not really your age, but your mental. And sometimes there are a lot of factors. Females have children early in life, so they have to be more focused on their future than females who don't. So, mothers tend to need to have a checklist in their head, to get to where they're trying to go quicker than the women that don't have the children and can be carefree and worry about it later in life. Same with men. I know some young men that have become fathers early, and they have that same list of what they're looking for and what they need in their life. For me, I treat you accordingly. Um, if I gotta be your your wife, your mom, your dad, your preacher, your financial advisor, your best friend, your voice of reason, I am going to do that from my point of view. You are giving me that you're giving me that responsibility, because I'm everything, and you're showing me that you have to be guided, and you don't know the first thing about being a man. So let me plan into you what I feel like a man should be. Since you're supposed to be my man, I'm gonna program you that way.
Hmm. Yeah, sound good.
So let me start off by saying I appreciate all women.
Mm.
I'm just gonna keep it real
Oh
with y'all
Lord.
on this one. So yeah, I'm sure I'm probably gonna get some comments, but it is what it is. As far as women becoming wiser, I think with age, that does tend to happen with a lot of women. But I also feel that a lot of women, um, they're more advanced than men. And what I mean by that is they come into their maturity stage a little bit earlier than men.
Mm.
Um,
Some of them.
some of them.
Some of them, yes.
But as far as being picky, I think pretty much all women have a certain list that they're looking for as far as qualifications that they're looking for in a man. Um, some are more pickier than others, but I think that that's something that comes with being a female. There are certain things you're looking for in a mate. So having a list, preferably a short list, is cool. Um, but when you are asking a man to be 6'8", make $200,000-300,000 a year, live in a 8-bedroom mansion, have 6 cars, and only be loyal to you, and you aren't in that same vicinity or facility, however you want to put that, as far as like what
You said
you offer
facility.
this man, um, I think that that's kind of crazy. I think at some point you have to realize, okay, if I'm asking a man to have this whole list of things, what on my list do I also possess? Meaning, am I wise enough to help guide him when he may be a little bit lost? Am I mentally in the same space or a healthy space to help guide us, not only as a couple, but if we have children? Um, but I think when it comes down to saying that you know everything about a man, it has to be based off of some experience and not what you heard. I'll stop right there.
I can agree with that.
Shit, I think you should have titled this "Why Do Women Think They Know What They're Looking For in a Man."
That part. That part. We're gonna change the title to that part.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with what you're saying. Because I do hear women, mostly on the internet. My girls don't act like that. But I do hear a lot of women saying what they require from a man, and then I'm like, so what you bring into that whole situation? Like, me, mine is gonna be covered. I just I can only speak from my perspective on the subject. I have been young and felt like, okay, I don't have to do X, Y, and Z, but the dude that I'm with has to do X, Y, and Z. My biggest thing, especially when I was younger, was I refused to date men with children, but I had a kid. And I
Oh
remember
my
it was
God.
a requirement that you couldn't
Mm.
have kids if you stepped to me. I mean, everybody knew Kim don't date. I mean, Phoenix don't date people with children. So, um, I remember one time just sitting down and I was listening to a friend of mine and she was like, "Oh, he can't have no baby mamas and he can't do this." And now she had three kids with three different men. I just had the one, but she had
Wow.
some high demands and she was like, "Yeah, he got to have his own crib." She stayed at home with her mom, and he got to be making, this amount. He got to have his own car. And I just remember sitting there thinking at 22, yo, shorty, you don't even have these things. Like at that young of an age, I remember thinking, but she don't have this. She don't have none of this.
Mm.
I was like, how can you ask that? And you don't have
Mm.
these things. So I think that's why for me, I just feel like it's a mental thing. I really wish men would start hitting females up with the same stuff that female, man, I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna pay this light bill, man. You think you can help me out with this light bill? So they could understand how
Mm.
stupid that sounds. What the heck? I don't know. That's just me. If I was a guy, I would be in somebody inbox talking about, yeah, what you doing? Sitting here trying to figure out how I'm gonna get this rent paid, girl. What's up? Just,
That's a good one.
I'm just saying.
That's that's a good one.
That is pretty accurate because yeah, back in those days, women used to always say he can't have no kids, can't have no baby mamas. He got to have this, he got to have that, and it's like, but you have nothing. Like, so you want me to have all of these things? You want me, you want me not to have any kids, no baby mamas or baby mama drama, however it applies to the individual dude, so that I could be your stepping baby daddy and have your baby mama drama.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't got no car. You want me to have a car so that you can have a car to drive. Um, I have to make X amount of dollars so that way I make money for me, but I also have to pay your salary out of
Mm-hmm.
my
Mm-hmm.
pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I gotta have my own place, and it better be a house with 3 bedrooms, this, that, and the other, so you can have somewhere to live and not at your mama house.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Now, when you throw that back into, you know, women and think they know what they want in a man, it's like, why are some women so unrealistic? And you talking about flipping it around, dudes should do the same thing. Dudes are scared to do that. They're scared to do that because
Why?
they'll get because they'll get rejected.
So do the
Because like
rejecting.
I'm with you on that, but the problem is, men, some dudes, because they're not mentally there, mature in their quest for pussy domination. Um, they they simp. They're henpecked. So it's like they chasing after this, and it's like, oh, I want that, I want that, I want that, and they'll hear what she's saying, and then you got them dudes be like, "Oh yeah, I got you, I got you, I got you," or you got them dudes that just silently fall back and be like, "I can't meet the standards," instead of being like, "What you got?" You don't have anything. You want me to have all of this, but the girl, sometimes that girl be fly as hell, even though she got 4 kids, 3 baby daddies, butt fat, and dudes just dudes need to step they pursuits up.
I can't argue with that.
Yeah, but I feel like men shouldn't be afraid to give a woman the exact same energy that a woman is giving him. I mean,
Right, that
who
same
who are
smoke.
women? Who are women that we can just run around making ridiculous demands and be offended if
Hmm.
someone comes back with the same demands? I don't understand where the game got so twisted that women think that they sitting up on a throne and they can subjugate and dictate to men. I don't know. It's a no for me. I just don't. I just feel like you should be able to reciprocate. That's how I feel. I'm gonna reciprocate.
I agree.
So
I totally agree with you. And I think a lot of it came from reality TV, the Housewives, The Bachelor, and stuff like that. That's where I think it came from.
Yeah,
yeah, and
I
it's
would
not
agree with that.
reality TV. It's scripted
No,
TV.
Exactly,
exactly.
all the way scripted, and people don't understand that. So they see that some people know it's scripted, but it's so trendy, so popular, and it gets so much big reaction, and people always, oh, did you see what happened on this, that, and other last night? They start adopting that behavior and that mindset.
Exactly. They running around here like
I don't
goddamn city
know.
girls and shit.
I don't know. I get disheartened a lot of times because I see some of the most beautiful young women with the most ridiculous demands, and they say them out of their mouth, and I just be like, you so ugly. You're so ugly
Right.
right now to me. It's just, and I just wonder, like, who are you really attracting? What man are you really attracting with this attitude? And as So Toucher said, you get the simps. You get the men that you can run over. Me, myself personally, I don't want a man that I can run over. If I can run over you, baby, let me lace these track
You ain't no
shoes up and
good.
put long spikes in there. Because I'm going to tack that
Right.
back up. I don't want that. I want someone who will be like, little mama, you got $32 in your bank account. You better sit down somewhere.
Right.
That's what I be wanting. Like, how much money is in your account? Did I just see your?
Mm.
We just went to the bank, right? It said $32
Mm.
and 17 cents. So you got about $32 and 17 cents worth of mouth for me today, because that's all you can afford.
That's it.
Just saying.
Yeah.
I
And the
just
crazy thing about it, when you were saying, you so ugly to me, their minds don't comprehend that statement that when you say that.
I
They
just
think, oh, I look good. Like, are you slow too?
yeah. They run around. I'm a bad bitch. I'm a bad bitch. Bad bitch is a bill. That's all. You a
Hmm.
bill, baby.
That's
And I
it.
already have lights, water, and gas, mortgage payment slash rent,
Insurance.
car note, insurance. I can't afford no more bills, sweetie. I think if more men would be realistic and say things like that, I think more women would be able to come down a little bit and be a bit more realistic. Um, there's nothing wrong with wanting those things, but you want somebody that's already established, and you just go in and you get the spoils of the labor, but you wasn't there.
Hmm.
I think that
At
is,
all.
yeah, I think that's so unrealistic. I hear guys so many times, especially with celebrities. Oh, they getting a divorce, and she want X amount of money. She didn't rap not one lyric. She didn't dribble not one ball. She didn't catch not one pass. Well, you need to be like this with these regular smegular girls. Girl, you ain't got up and clocked in for me not one day. What make you think you entitled to any of this? I mean, and we just dating.
Oh
I don't
man.
know. I just think that the good Lord said, I'm going to make you a woman, because if I make you a man, you probably ain't going to live past 16. I think that's what he
Mm.
said. Because the way my mind set up, a
Mm.
female would have been to slit my throat. This mouth.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, women want someone who's already established, and they're not there. A couple of episodes back, we talked about uh, dating within your class,
Hmm.
your league, so to speak. And I remember
Right.
son was not feeling that. He was not feeling it.
At all.
But that is the reality. You need to date within your class. and then build with that person to get somewhere else. Because when you are trying to date outside your class, then you're dealing with these women that expect you to already be established, and they're going to take. But
True.
if I know I'm a hundred there, I can't be trying to talk to no millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
The highest I should set my sights on is 1,000 there. And that, because if I'm a hundred there, I'm just a few hundred from 1,000. If I'm a hundred
Yeah,
there,
pretty much.
I'm nowhere close to a millionaire. That's way out of my league. And that's what men do. They tend to jump too many classes up. Stay right here in the middle so you can strive and do better. Because if you get 1,000 there and both of y'all's goal is to be millionaires, y'all can build that together. But if you want to be a hundred there and you go date a millionaire, she can be looking at you crazy because
Mm.
you're not in her class. So you're going to feel like she is going to be constantly telling you and feeling like she knows what's best for you, and what she, as a millionaire class, she knows what she wants. She knows what she expects, and she's not going to get it from you down here in the hundred. Men, you can flip this right around. Ladies, stay in your class. I be dang if my thousandaire self gonna go over here and try and date me a millionaire. I'm gonna go get me a hundredaire, somebody I can build with. Millionaires,
So,
I'm not going to play in their backyard because I can't afford to. We going to dinner, it's $500 a plate. Minimum is 4 plates to sit at the table. Oh, a la carte, you still got to get off of that. Then they want you to make a donation at the dinner. And then on top of that, they want you to go ahead and buy gala ball tickets for next month's event. I don't have that. The way my bank account is set up. But if I go date me somewhere in the hundred class frame, I can say, baby, you know what? We can catch this Tuesday night $5 movie and have a date night, and we can get these dollar drinks at the lounge, and then we can go home. We can pop some popcorn and have a nightcap, and with that money we saved up, we can put that in the pot to move to something else next month. Let's build up, monthly to do new things. But as long as a woman is above, she gonna think she know what's best for you. She's already done it. If that makes
so Lex, you better
sense.
jump in there before she take the show away.
I'm just saying. I'm
Yeah,
just
I'm
saying.
just listening to it because the topic demands more of her input than ours,
Mm,
so to speak.
yeah.
Um, the
Well,
thing
not
about it
really, because
is,
I think more like a dude. But okay.
the thing about it is whether the man in this situation or the woman in the situation. Again, I think that when you start dating down, meaning down classes, meaning someone who's not in your potential income
Mm-hmm.
range, it kind of gives you something of a power over that other person because they're looking at you as the stronger uh, income maker. But if you're in the same class, then
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like you don't have anything over her and she doesn't have anything over you. So it's kind of like you're on an even playing field at that point.
I can agree
Again,
with that.
when you come together, you're coming together to hopefully build. You're not going to be wasting your time, on someone who you don't have those intentions of building with,
True that.
unless that's just the game you're in at the time. But anyway, we'll move on. I won't take up too much time. So, at what age does a woman start to self reflect and determine what she needs to do in order to attract the kind of man she's really looking for in life?
Uh, shit. Um, that depends on how she was raised. Honestly, um, it's easy to say. And a lot of people said that if you have two parent household, you're more likely to succeed and blah 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 blah. It's true in certain situations, but the thing about it is, if you're nurtured in that type of environment, and it doesn't matter if you have a single parent, two parent household, if you're nurtured in in that environment, a woman can be at that point as early as 20, 21, 22, 23. But that takes nurturing, and it also takes her to focus on herself at the right time and not doing what's popular with the click and all that other stuff. So um it just depends on how she's raised to me.
I could agree with that.
Agreed.
I think the thing about it though is with women, and this is just my personal opinion, because they mature so fast, some of them, um, I say in between the age range of 23 to maybe like 25, 26. I think that's the age range when, depending on where they are in life, they should be looking to get into a serious relationship. And the reason I say that is because today in our culture, women are being fed this BS that, you don't need no man, you don't need no family. Only thing you have to do is focus on your career and, all of that hoopla.
Mm-hmm.
We've
Right.
gotten so far removed from having stable families
Mm-hmm.
that it's crazy to me. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Again, I was raised in a time where nothing was more important than family. Family
Mm-hmm.
came first.
Yep.
Well, God came first in some aspects, then family, and then your money.
Mm-hmm.
That was the order. Um, but now it's kind of like, again, we've gotten completely and totally away from putting your family first, basically having set priorities. To now, it's
Mm-hmm.
all about me, 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 and f everything else.
I think those are the images that society portrays. But if you actually get out in your communities, you do see um, you do see the family dynamic. I feel like, especially with our culture, it is downplayed a lot that we don't have that anymore. But when I say I have a nephew, married young, had a kid, they bought a house, they're doing great, and they're both young.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Active dads. My nephews are active parents. It's it, I see it a lot. I know a lot of young men who are ready to settle down and be married and establish families, and the focus of society is the ones that are not. We should be shining a spotlight on those who are family oriented, instead of shining a spotlight on those who are lost right now. A lot of our youth
Right.
is lost, um,
Mm-hmm.
and it's focused on, instead of building a better family dynamic by looking at the positive family role models. They build the, well, little Jimmy never had love at home, and he was in the streets, and Jimmy shot up the playground and killed 8-year-old Tiara yesterday, and little Jimmy has a long laundry list of criminal activities and blah blah blah. That's what you see on the news, but you don't see Jamal, who is a husband and a father and works a good job, and him and his family went to the park and painted the playground swings, or repainted the hopscotch blocks on the sidewalk. They don't show you those things. I'm not sure if it's really a me 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 me, or more so, as they say, a few bad apples.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's a good point that you touched on as we close out this segment, and I want you to pick back up on that because I was thinking of something to follow up with that with. But glad y'all could join us again. King on LA podcast. It's me, your man, Soul Touch of the Poet, with my family in here.
It's your girl Phoenix.
And Son Soul Lex.
And we shall be back, ladies and gentlemen.